You want to know what guys really think and talk about behind closed doors? Look no further. Welcome to the Other Guys Podcasts. You'll most likely be offended, but you'll probably laugh too. So, enjoy. Okay, welcome to another installment of the Other Guys Podcast.
Cool.
Cool. I am Kevin, and tonight I have Kirk.
Yes.
You have Kirk.
I'm Kirk.
And then I also got Mr. Man Murray Moves. Murray Moves. There we go.
Tip the hat, y'all yells.
Everyone's in the house tonight. Everybody doing good? Everybody surviving the cold, harsh reality of winter?
Yeah, I wanted to also say my name was Kevin for some reason, and then you introduced me differently in my head. So I was kind of stuck there for a second. I'm like, I guess I can't call myself Kevin.
Yeah,
I'm having a good time in the winter. I'm getting lots of skating in.
Yeah, taking vitamin D?
No. Is that just what the sun is? The vitamin D?
Yeah, but there's not. Okay.
It would have been funny if he's just like, no, just lots of crack.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, get your cracks in here and
Just
there, right?
Crack. There's
Yeah.
vitamin D in that, right?
Yeah.
That's vitamin C you're thinking
That's
of.
a whole
That's what the
different.
crack is.
I just don't like the ice, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I was driving up in his place. I almost slid into a wall. Like I was coming up, the alleyway that he lives in. I was coming up my car.
Well, that's a
No.
little different. That's private property
No.
and probably shadily dealt with in the first place.
Yeah, it
so.
is. But like, thanks to my superior driving skills, like I was going up, and I started to get skid.
When he says superior, he means very average.
Listen,
So-
never been involved in an accident whatsoever. But anyways,
Average.
Many collisions, not an accident.
You think you're acting like you're an ice road trucker.
dude, you don't understand. I've ridden in some conditions where I was like, "Fuck, this is sketchy shit." I've driven I've been up in the boonies in a fucking 5-ton Hino, doing 105, and Jesus, take the wheel, man. I've been through some stuff, man.
And what did he do when he took the wheel?
I don't know, but I'm here today, so
That's good.
I don't know.
Good
Listen,
news.
all I know is no dents. I'm good. I'm good.
I just don't like it. Like, it's like, I'm going to fall. I've already slipped twice.
I have not. I
You know
have
what I
this,
mean? And it's like, it doesn't look like ice, and then you put your foot there, and the snow just goes poof.
So
And then it's just a sheet of ice, and you go down. You hurt your pride and your
Here's the thing.
ass for a minute.
as I get older,
I
I have this policy: walk less. Just cut down on physically walking to places.
You could roll yourself.
You
You see those YouTube videos of those people? Like,
oh yeah. I've seen, yeah.
like one woman can't get in her car,
Yeah.
and the dude has to grab her.
Yeah. No,
I can see Kevin, like, remember the movie Hook?
Like the Robin Williams. Like,
He's like the chubby kid they make into like a ball that rolls down the hill. He just like tucks his legs up and
Yeah.
just rolls everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, that would be fun.
No, there's been days where like
my car moved. I parked in a spot.
Yeah.
Where was I? Anyways, and I'm sitting in it for a minute. I'm like checking my phone, and then like the car goes, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm
'cause
park. I'm like,
if-
am I?
If you're
no,
on
I'm in
ice,
park, and
yeah.
like, it shifts like a foot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
luckily there was nobody next. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have hit the car next to
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
but I'm like, oh man, like I must, because the spots are all these ice leveled or ice raised spots. Like even right now, like it's
Yeah.
like
Oh, that's where the
foot
snow,
off the ground.
the snow's compacted and people
It's
haven't
just
cleared
ice.
it.
Yeah, it's just ice, and it's like I'm tired of the ice. We need like 2 degrees in rain.
Yeah.
For like a solid afternoon that
Or
will just
we
wash
need,
it out.
I always like winter when like it was it would like be like the snow would be there for a week maybe, and then like the next week it wouldn't get like that much warmer, but it would kind of go away.
Snow's fine.
Yeah.
It's the ice.
Yeah,
it's
no.
because we had that ice storm, and now it's just frozen everything.
Yeah.
And we're not getting any. Like we had like above like 2-3 degrees the other day, but like it wasn't. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't hot enough or warm enough to do anything, melt anything, and we didn't get any rain. So
I had to shovel snow and ice at work. I was just bashing like the walkways with like the pick,
yeah.
and it wasn't fun at all. Normally I got to skate at work, but then I have to.
Just throw some salt on the middle of that fucking ice.
Yeah.
You should.
That's
It's gonna like throw some.
I'd like to do that.
one way to end it.
Just want to empty my gas tank and just light it on fire.
Yeah, just some salt in the middle of the fucking ice
Yeah.
and maybe down some people's throats. You know, like
Not to sound
that's-
salty.
That
but-
sounds good.
Yeah.
Other than other than the cold winter, what's been going on? I know, Kirk. You've had some issues with some people in Brampton. You got some.
What?
You want to do a. You brought up a concern. We were talking before.
I didn't say I have a problem with people
Oh,
in
that
Brampton.
fuckface, yeah.
No,
No,
I mean
okay.
I brought up the fact
No,
that
yeah, he's a
the
fuckface.
big that guy's terrible, but the underlying story was the police and other people calling out all the complainers of the Amber Alert.
All right, so
Right.
for people who don't know, there was a loser, complete asshole loser, who should face mob justice, who killed his 11-year-old daughter, and there was an Amber Alert like late at night, midnight, and people have a problem with it, and they're like, woke me up and blah blah blah.
You're a loser
So,
if you have a problem with it.
That's the backstory: is that there was a late night Amber Alert, and because of this pathetic piece of shit guy. Who and if you've seen his pictures, there's he looks like a loser in the pictures. Like he just looks like one of those guys that you just want to
Yeah.
Punchable
you
face.
just know is just a loser. Just one of those guys.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets what's coming to him.
But so
You know.
Kirk, what was your thing? Now that I've
Oh no, I just found it.
prime the pump for
I just
you.
found it interesting, one of those things, because like how much like it's one of those like back and forth between the people who are like, oh, I got woken up, and the people who are like basically like, well, you could have saved her life if you would have cared more, and I feel like I'm kind of like I get both sides because I turned my phone off, like I had to get up the next morning early, and I'm like I'm laying in bed and I know I'm no help. So I'm So I mean, like, I wouldn't be someone who would go on social media going, "Can't believe what happened last night. Some stupid girl got lost or whatever," and then like I gotta hear about it.
So
I mean, like, I appreciate that there's the effort, and I find it one of those things. But it's like I just thought I brought up to
So
Kevin.
what do you have to say to the people who have a problem with it? Who are like, it woke me up and like blah blah blah, and I saw one, and like the girl's getting roasted on social medias, but fuck you.
I mean, it's
who's like, oh well, the daughter was with her father because it was her father that killed her. There shouldn't have been an Amber Alert, because they knew that it wasn't like a kidnap. Like she was, she's like, so why? And like, why this? It woke up my kids. And people like torching her for it. So what do you think, Kirk? How do you feel about like? Does she have a case there?
I don't know. I just know that like it's one of those things that like I don't have a problem with that. Like the Amber Alert, like I'm like it kind of was annoying for me in the moment, and I didn't know the story. But I found it weird that people would outwardly complain about stuff like that because you know who
fucking 311
because I think
bitching.
I think people are just in that mode right now because of the time of year to complain about stuff, like complain about winter, complaining about Chair Girl.
Oh yeah.
We don't know Chair Girl in Toronto. She's the
Oh,
girl
yeah.
through the
Well,
chair.
We can talk about her.
talk
ass.
So I think people are in that mode, to like complain about stuff if it's like something they don't like or disrupts them. But then it's almost like you get into that mode of that deep, dark winter asshole behavior just like inside yourself that you're ready to complain about anything. So I think these people, maybe they just weren't like, I think the thing wasn't they're not bad people potentially for complaining about it. They're in a dark place themselves,
See,
That's maybe not really my total point, but I just mean like that's kind of part of it. I think there's like we're in this culture of like having to go either way with something, either defending something to the nth degree or going against it to the nth degree. So it's like you can't have
there
like
is no
someone,
in between on that. But
I feel like
there's an alert. Either they do the alert or they don't. There's no in between.
yeah.
You know
So
what?
it's either
It's something,
it's supported or it's not supported.
It's
right?
something that helped in the end because the police said it was
a
something
tip
that
on a
there
vehicle,
was a
yeah.
tip. So like in the end, fuck you, it helped.
Yeah, and that's
So-
my thing is that and I'll just say for those people who have a problem with it.
Go fuck yourself.
Well, before I get to that,
Yeah. I have a simple answer for it.
just
but
turn your phone off.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You go to bed, turn your phone onto that. What setting is it? The moon setting. So you won't get any notifications. And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it overrides that and just blasts.
No. If you turn your phone off.
But
you
yeah,
will
if
not
you
get
turn
those
it
messages.
off, you're not going to get any messages. Buy an alarm clock. Best Buy sells them. Walmart sells them.
Yep.
Amazon sells them.
Or
you can have an
Google
alarm
Mini.
clock.
Google Mini.
But chances are you don't need one because you're probably unemployed and you're stupid. So, which is why you're complaining about this. Yeah, and you know what? If you go missing, and it's unfortunate, there's no idiot alert. I shut my phone off and let you just disappear because that's stupidity at its finest. And like I said, wake me up. I don't care. Even if I can't help, let me know because maybe I am out on the road and there's a car in front of me and I can be like, oh, is that the make and model? No. I did my part.
Yeah.
I did my part. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
But other people, it's just stupid. I can't believe people called 311 complaining. It's a very sad, in my mind, I'm just sad for society when I hear about shit like that. And I hope all those people who complained all feel horrible now that they know what went on.
Yeah.
And
it's the wrong sort of thing to be on the wrong side of. It's one of those
Especially some of these people are parents and they're complaining, oh, it woke my kids up. Okay, well, what if it was your fucking kid missing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People don't know what it's like to be in other people's shoes.
And it's just...
You know what I was more mad about at my
idiots,
phone?
Man,
my phone was doing this thing. This is so not too similar, but my phone got water in the port, but then it stopped doing a notification that sounded like I was getting a text message every 30 minutes saying that my port was wet. Mm-hmm. That was way more annoying.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, someone's calling me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, my phone's still wet.
You know what?
Or whatever. It wasn't even wet. It was like this.
I support it.
The Amber
And
Alert.
fuck everybody who didn't.
The Amber Alert system is just like a fire truck. It's out there to do a purpose, to save a life or to do something or whatever. And if it inconveniences you because of the situation you're in, maybe just like a fire truck. If you're sleeping at 2 a.m. and you hear a fire truck blazing past your house, if you're gonna complain about that shit, you're an asshole because that thing is doing a job. It's there to put a fire out. The Amber Alert is there to save a kid. Maybe. What percentage? Maybe. Does it make a difference? It doesn't matter. We don't have to worry about that. The fact is, it's a system that was put in place to help somebody. And if you're gonna complain about something like that, you need to go fuck yourself.
Also, everybody.
Yes.
That's pretty much
Yes.
it. That's pretty
Everybody.
much it.
Yes.
Everybody wants to be like.
You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know
if
what?
you have a problem with it, and people might be
True.
like, "Oh,
No,
well, I don't care."
Here's a bit of an extreme.
We don't care about you.
I think if you were one of those people that complained about the Amber Alert system, your number and all that stuff need to be taken off the emergency list. So let's say this is going to be a little extreme.
911 blocks you.
Let's Let's say you have a 911 emergency.
You're blocked by 911.
Nope.
I'm sorry,
blocked.
due to past circumstances,
Due to being
you're
an
no
asshole,
longer
see,
considered a.
See
Yeah.
how you like it, right? Because again, man, my biggest problem with this is kind of a world issue or society issue. My biggest problem right now is that a lot of people are so self-absorbed into their own shit. They don't know what it's like to be on the opposite end of that.
Oh, and they're
shit.
allowed for the most part. You know what I mean? They're allowed. And you know what though? I think this is systematic of society now.
Complaining about gluten.
But this is the thing, right? Everybody is so like, wound into this like fucking. How many people? I mean, fuck. I'm not going to reach those people, but how many of these people, corporate people, or people that just show up and like maybe you guys, and they drink this fucking green shit out of a test tube because it's some cleanser on this week, whatever they read in some stupid magazine or on the internet, and next week it's something else, and they're going to do this and that and the other, and then, but at the same time, they're they say, oh no, yeah, I care about society, but you work for a company or you are somebody who will just cut the heads off employees to make $1 for your shareholders or to make your $1 billion corporation or even multi-million, whatever. You're just gonna hurt people's lives, and then you go home and then you lie your head down because you got that whole thing going for you in your life, but you make good money, right? So you're successful, although morally you're corrupt. And then you complain about an Amber Alert. So there's people out there, I know there's fucking people out there that they hit that trifecta, that they hit that they think they're doing good for themselves and their family. Meanwhile, they don't give a fuck about anybody else. and they're complaining about Amber Alerts. And I know they're out there, and fuck you too, man.
Yep.
And fuck you too, because it's people like you that should be wiped.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I think everybody, no matter who they are, man, woman, child, they want to be like some one person in particular, and that person is Batman.
Oh.
You think Batman's not responding to an Amber Alert?
He's already awake.
He's already up.
He's already up.
He's
at
already
night.
out there trying to catch
That's
the
right.
vigilante
Yeah,
justice.
that's right.
Just think of it as like, I'm Batman, like in a small way.
Yeah.
And it'll make you think differently.
Yeah.
You're like, this is what Batman would do, except he'd probably be punching the guy right now. But like, your tiny bit of caring and your tiny bit of help, in the end, it's vigilante justice.
Listen, man.
Batman's not silent. Batman's not complaining about an Amber Alert. If anything, he's hopping in the car.
That's it.
And he's doing something, right? He's going to do his part, but not these idiots.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in consensus. They can all go fuck themselves. And it's despicable that they're complaining, right?
There's no argument about it.
Is it despicable then? Like these people, like that act of complaining, and the people who picked up a phone.
Yeah.
Not just to bitch at somebody next to them or at home or the next day be like, fuck.
Or going on Twitter.
Like that alert woke me up and I didn't get back to sleep for like 2 hours.
You know what?
And
Here's the thing. If you want to go on Twitter and be one of those people that just, what are they called? Trolls or whatever they're called. But like people that go on and complain to the internet. I don't know what.
Yeah,
there's
like
a name
I
for
thought
them.
people were trolling this situation.
Go do that shit. You have the right.
I thought
Twitter, your
that's what was
Facebook.
going
Well,
Go and do your social media rant. But
I didn't think it was real. I thought
do
everybody was
not
just fucking around.
do not plug up a fucking phone, an emergency system like 911.
No,
or
I don't think they were calling
311.
911. They were calling 311
Oh.
complaining.
Yeah. Honestly, if I was a 311 employee and I got to call this, I would have literally, like, on anybody
Like,
that called
this
in,
woke me
I would have
up.
been like, what's your name? Go fuck yourself.
those
Boom.
guys aren't very
Phone
helpful.
down.
Yeah, what's your
anyway.
complaint? Oh, the Amber Alert. Click.
Can I say that those guys
yeah.
aren't very helpful anyway?
I'm
Because,
just saying, would they be even more helpful
I-
if they just hung up on you?
Probably. I called them
What are you
once.
calling for? The Amber Alert. Click.
I called them once because there was a dead raccoon in my garbage, and the guy was like, "Well, I'm sorry about that."
Dude.
And I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to touch it.
you
And
gotta
he's like,
stop calling-
He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'll send you a new bin, but you got to remove that thing and put it in a plastic bag, and then we'll pick it up. So it was like, their departments were separate.
Okay, first of all, I'll teach you something.
What?
So,
I just wanted them just to throw out the bin altogether.
all
I'm
right,
like, I
so
don't
you're
wanna-
going to have to deal with it
So I
in
had to,
some capacity.
No, I had to shovel it.
I was going to say, just whip it into the middle of the road.
That's it. Yep.
Because the minute it hits the road,
City.
then call 311 and say, there's a dead raccoon in the middle of the road.
No, they knew.
And they will send someone
no,
pretty quick.
I curbed it though, but it was like, this is what's gross about it. Because in my neighborhood, sometimes there's people are kind of frilly, you know. If there's a dead raccoon, they'll leave it a little flower, but it's like a presentable dead raccoon. My raccoon
Well,
was
this
like,
is a nice neighborhood.
my raccoon was sitting
I
in
saw-
water
I saw
over
na-
the weekend, so it was like congealed and like the brain was
You should have shoved it
falling
right
out.
in the middle of the
And
street.
so no, it was on like the curb, like the guy said to leave it, but I wasn't gonna put it in the bag. So I was like, fuck, I'm not getting anywhere. After shoveling, I'm done, right? And so I'm like that. I'm gonna say that raccoon didn't get any flowers. You know? I was like, he's too far gone. He's a poor soul.
I'm just saying, man.
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying, get it to the street and then call them. And that would have been a funny call. Yeah. If you get the same guy.
No,
and you're
'cause,
like,
like,
oh,
I-
hey, by the way, there's a dead raccoon in the middle of the road. Because he knows what happened. He can't say no.
Yeah.
No, I just thought it was like the bureaucracy of like having to send a different department to give me a new bin, but they wouldn't touch it if the raccoon was in it. I had to remove the raccoon myself, and then the animal control picks that up, and then the bin people, they deliver me a bin a week later, as long as I leave my bin out ready to get picked up.
I don't know how
And so I was like,
bin replacement works.
I was
with
like,
dead
this
raccoons.
seems weird. Like, I mean, this must happen sometimes, but
I'm sure it happens all the time.
I was like, okay, because I was just like traumatized by it, you know, like opening up your bin, you see like a floating raccoon.
Nature, bro.
But I'm sorry, we got off topic on that one, I guess. But
No, actually, so to stick
You know
around-
what, though? That's good, man, is that you take an issue with a dead raccoon. I don't know. Like, I don't live downtown, but you know what really kind of took me a second to understand what was going on? So I was doing some things up in Brampton recently, and there was straight up garbage on like people's front lawns and front areas and sidewalks. like garbage, like diapers, like and people's like half-eaten takeout containers, like and like it's almost like people were like picnicking on like a residential street, like. Right. But it wasn't just one yard; it was everywhere, and I'm like. Was it windy? Like how bad? But then you drive out of like certain like, and I saw it in a couple of different areas, and then like, I was just like, what the fuck? Like why? Why are these neighborhoods or why are these streets looking so shitty? Yeah. To the point where like, if I lived in that house, I'm gonna clean. I have to clean it up. Like, right. Yeah. And if I'm out there and I see my neighbor, and he'd be like, hey, you're gonna clean up that garbage. Yeah. That I'm not sure where, unless it came from my house. Yeah. In which case, I'm a fucking slob. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I saw a lot of this shit, man. And like I saw people living in these houses. They saw it. They didn't deal with it. Like they just walked by it. I'm like, damn. I'm like, this is like, it's almost like, is this a normal occurrence for you?
Is it raccoons doing it though, or is this like? The people on purpose.
I don't know. If it's raccoons, then they have a serious problem up there. Like,
or they have like a
bring in the army because
maybe they're
like,
having
bring in a group of people to get rid of them.
Maybe it'd be a good place for a raccoon to be. They're like,
oh yeah, no, for sure, yeah, definitely. You could have found lots of shit to eat, like garbage. Just roaming the streets up there. Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't believe like the garbage I saw just sitting, and it seemed like heavy garbage, like not garbage that's gonna blow around in the wind. Just like it was crazy. I don't know. Just you know, just one of those things. Just saying.
I remember there's like I went to my friend's
So more
house.
people should call 311 and complain up there.
Yeah.
Unless
you guys ever see like skunks and stuff around Toronto?
Yeah, but I don't live downtown.
I just find it weird when you see them. Like I was at my friend's place. I was going. Like,
I don't mess with them.
His entrance was like a back alley, and I was helping him move. I think that day, and I'm like going through the alley, and it's like at a certain point, I see this skunk walk by, and I'm like, dude, you be careful leaving your house today. There's a skunk, and he's like, oh yeah, it's always there. I'm like, it's just like an urban skunk. He's like, he just lives in the neighborhood. No.
See, that's the thing. I don't have like
to me, that's kind of weird.
Like when I was younger, yeah, like growing up in like my parents' house, yeah, every now and then there's a skunk, or you walk out, you know, I go outside to have a smoke or something, and it's like, oh, skunks. There's a skunk somewhere. Mm-hmm. But like, you know, it was never like a normal occurrence for me. So I mean, raccoons, yes, raccoons all the time. But
yeah, I just thought it was funny that my friend lives somewhere where there's like a regular skunk just hangs out.
What are you looking at?
So this is on the topic of insane Toronto people.
You know, there's something wrong with her.
So okay, let me just explain it to the viewers and listeners. In Toronto, I think this past weekend. There was a girl a young woman who threw.
She's 19.
Threw a chair from a condo, a 45th floor of a condo in downtown Toronto.
Was it the 45th floor?
45th
floor. I thought
it
was like 18 or
no,
19.
45th floor. She threw it like over and tried to hit the gardener. Long story short, and I'm gonna make this a long story short. She is a big time idiot, very immature, and probably has some mental issues.
Mm-hmm. Yep, keeps scold her good, Kevin.
But she's also hot as fuck. So,
well, I mean,
no, hold on.
I mean, to Kevin,
see, this is where you should be able to put a picture up, be like, bing.
She's fake looking, blonde hair, big boobs.
Big boobs. She's an Instagram
Kevin.
model.
She's perfect.
My internet is thingy. No, look, she's an Instagram model. Right?
She's an attractive.
She's
witness.
So she's unemployed.
She's gotten work done. You could tell. Brazilian background.
How do you know?
I do my research when it comes to very.
That she got work done.
Dude.
She's 19.
Dude. You think?
Okay, I don't know if we're focusing on the right part of this.
We are. The 19-year-old dude. You think any 19-year-old looks like that naturally?
Oh, okay.
Come on. Anyways, long story short, it created a kind of a.
Can you get a picture or?
Fucking accept cookies. Fucking, I hate technology. Okay, that's her.
We can figure out how to put a picture.
No. Here's the thing. I kind of don't want to give her promotions.
We'll blur her face.
Listen. This is not somebody you want to.
I still don't
No,
understand.
I know,
your
and
point.
all women are
My-
like give
my
her
point
jail
is-
time, and men are like, she won't do it again.
Here's my point right now that I'm gonna get to you is this. What she did was a very horrible act. Like, listen, it could have gone very bad. Someone could have got injured. Someone, or I don't know what the thing is. She committed a legit crime, but the fact that she's getting this much, she's getting positive attention, and that's the fucked up thing about it. She's getting positive
because people are seeing what she looks like.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is that if she would, if this person was
But that was already out there, so like.
No, what
people
I'm
are
saying
just Googling her and getting her images that are already posted. Right.
But what I'm saying
yeah,
is
the thing is that there's the legal system and the public opinion is separate from that. So she's still going to be charged, hopefully, in like the eyes of the law. Which remember the lady statue, justice is blind.
okay.
So
Unless you're a male judge.
you're a male judge, and then you're just like, how's
you won't do this
how
again,
does probation in my place sound like?
Don't do this again.
But what I'm saying is, let's say the law is equal. Let's just pretend that fantasy
Equal to
exists.
what?
Is fair. Let's say it's fair, and she gets charged with whatever she gets charged with. If she wasn't a hot Instagram model, when she got out of, or when, let's say she does time or whatever her issues, she'd have a rough time out in the real world.
Whoa.
Because she's hot.
She is still going to have a rough time.
No, she's not. Dude, she's getting contracts. She's getting contacted by people.
People will exploit.
She's going to get
because
exploited.
Of, like, recognition
Yes.
now. Because of her physical appearance.
She can potentially make money off this.
And she might, but
Instagram
she
is a way to make money
is
now.
an idiot.
Oh, 100%.
But that doesn't. So there's two things we're going to do here. We're going to say that she's going to get some sort of criminal record. She's obviously a complete idiot for doing what she did.
Yep.
Like, that's just. They're saying peer pressure. Okay, that's the ultimate in stupidity.
Like at the end of the day, 19, you're an
But
idiot.
yes, so those are all different things, right? So her mentality and the fact that she's a dummy and did a stupid thing and is going to have a criminal record is completely different than the fact that she's attractive, with a body, and people are going to look at that and be like, I don't care about what you did. I care about what you look like, and your name is recognizable now because of what you did.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think after all this, like back in the day, like this is a total thing where like Vivid would come in.
Oh, yeah.
And be like, I'll give you $1 million. You do an adult video.
Yeah,
I'll give you $2 million.
Toronto girl.
Right? Chair girl, Toronto,
girl.
boom.
Chair girl,
Get her in an adult magazine. And like she was laughing. She went to
Professional-
court and was laughing about it.
Yeah.
Professional
And
wrestling.
to her, she thinks it's a joke, right? And I'm not saying she should think about it like it's like, some sort of serious thing, but it is.
Do you guys think she should be like a wrestler?
No.
Or like a scene from wrestling would be, okay, it's like the two
Oh,
top...
they bring her in and she
the
grabs a chair?
No. It's like the two top women wrestlers are fighting it out. The one gets like pushes the other one to the side, and she's like, come at me. And all of a sudden, like, you hear a crazy laugh from up above, and then you see the camera pans to her.
And she's throwing chairs.
She's on like the stadium clock, like at the arena, and she throws chairs, and she hits them, and then she comes down, and then she's like the bad on the bad team,
So
and then they both like tap out.
My whole point with this is not the crime that she committed. My point that I'm getting
Ultimate
at,
heel.
Ultimately, it is. So.
No. What I'm trying to get at is, do you personally, and this is going to question to both of you, do you believe that at the end of the day, looks has a factor when it comes to the severity of somebody's punishment?
In social punishment, yes.
Like the public opinion.
Public opinion punishment, yes.
For sure. But I mean, like, also you could say like not too long ago there was that guy Brock Turner who was a swimmer at whatever, and he was he got like.
But his crime was different.
She was charged with actually raping a girl.
But his crime was
and he
different.
was basically in prison for 3 months
Because he was an innocent white boy.
Well, he was like a guy because the judge basically, this is what the judge's thing and what his lawyers are pushing for was like, he's somebody who made a mistake and he has a future and you're gonna ruin his future if he goes to jail.
There was a difference.
I'm just saying, but the thing is though is that was also they proved.
Well, no, you can't gloss over that.
What?
This is the thing.
I'm just saying that like you could.
Anytime you get into sexual allegations, And I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm thinking he did do it. But when you get into that, it gets real hard for them to put a limit on it, on certain things and this and that. And then you got people talking shit about her and him and backgrounds and this and that. And it's hard to distinguish.
There was eyewitness.
That is a different kind of scenario.
No,
you want to use like a bank robbery as a staple, not sexual assault, because how many girls?
The guy was guilty and he got off like completely. So I'm saying like,
did he get off completely?
He was basically in jail.
But to
for
some
like,
people
he was
would say 3 months is a lot.
No,
not me, but I'm saying some people
for that
would say
for that crime. No, that's like
they would
that's
say
a slap
judge,
on the wrist.
but they would say a judge said that this is adequate.
No, I'm saying the idea. What we're saying here is the judge could have an opinion and that this person's young and they made a mistake and then they're innocent based on their age and what their like life situation is.
But he's a judge.
Yeah, but that's just like not really adhering to the law. That you don't. Your law isn't.
He is the law.
Nah.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge.
The judge is not the law. They're supposed to like look at the facts and go, how does the law apply to that?
But if I have a problem with the judge's ruling, I can have a problem with it, and like people can appeal it.
I mean,
and say this is not like they could up it, right? Like I think the prosecutors could appeal that to a higher court.
Oh, sure. Yeah, there's
to say
Supreme
this is
Court
not like
Canada.
I want another trial for this. Like this guy got off light. Like this judge is out to lunch. Like,
well, I mean, I guess what I would say is like I looked. I mean, we're seeing lots about this other thing.
Stop looking at pictures of her.
So basically, in the other case, the judge they found this guy does this a lot. He's basically on the side of whatever. So he's basically being voted out of office because in the States they have office. So a lot of what they do,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
So the difference,
I'm just taking up the other side, right?
My point I was trying to make was that you can compare those, but also the main difference between our law and their law is judges aren't elected in the same way they are here. Here they actually are more strict to follow the law. You have your few weird judges who like wear like MAGA hats here. From Hamilton, like the one judge was wearing like that, and got like, but he got suspended because they're like, that's showing a weird political bias.
Yeah, they can't,
and you can't do that, and especially if you're Canadian.
But the question, so what Kevin was asking though, and I know you brought up this guy because he was a young, good-looking guy,
who has a future.
His crime
right?
was different, and it wasn't here, but like there was a few times, like not even that long ago. The bank robbery guy who used to wear he used to dress really nice, and he was like a really good looking guy, and he used to have like his hair perfectly done, and he would walk into a bank and he would like stand in line and he'd go up to the teller and he would be very personable and flirt with them, and like even afterwards like the bank tellers were like, if he asked me out, like I would have said yes. And he would be like, great. And then at the end, he would be like, oh, and one more thing. And he would just slip him a note. And like these girls were like, I thought he was giving me his number. It was a ransom note. Like it's saying like, put the cash. And they think it's a joke. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Nice. And he's robbing banks. And like, of course, the police and everybody are like, no, when we get him, like he's going to go to jail. Like these are bank robberies. But the people that he was robbing were like,
but he's so nice.
Well, he was a nice guy. One of the girls even said, like, if he asked me out, like, I'd probably give him a chance. And he robbed her because he was very good looking. And now that, and everybody's like, oh, like he's the whatever bandit. And there was one years and years ago too, in like the 30s or the 40s, that was like, he was a cat burglar. And he was just really good looking and shit. And I think he got caught, and like everybody was like cheering for him. Right. Like nobody had a problem with him because he was just a really suave, good-looking guy, and people were like, "Oh, well, obviously the justice system was not looking at him like that." But public opinion was like,
well, with this girl too, like the law is kind of like it's flexible with this kind of charge because it could be considered like if you cause mischief, causing bodily harm.
Charged with, yeah.
It's like they said like there's mischief, but there's mischief that could cause bodily or like harm, which means up to like hurting someone to killing someone. That can go like even if you just had the chance of doing it, you're looking at like 5 to 10 years for a single charge of that.
Yeah,
and she threw multiple things off of a balcony.
But
in a position that could have done that. So like they stretch that to say So that's a really serious charge if you think about it.
But
So I read the
Yeah.
list of charges.
But-
And I was
That's
like,
like-
I wouldn't want to have those.
That's pretty impressive. So I'm just saying, like, she's got some shit to get through.
because of how she looks, you cannot convince me she's not gonna have. Okay, I'm gonna give you two people.
She's gonna be just fine.
Her,
Right? She's gonna be just fine.
her, and let's say a girl same age, but cracked out and fucking mean mugging.
Mean muggin' May.
Fucking
Mean May Muggins.
Big Bertha looking motherfucker. Between those two people, who do you think is good? Do you honestly think they're gonna
The
have?
difference, you want to know what the difference
What's
is?
the difference?
Is after all this, after she gets charged
Yes.
and does her court stuff, and will probably be plastered all over the front of every newspaper and media outlet because of her looks and because of her crime. After all that, and it all goes away, and she either goes to jail for a little while or whatever happens.
Community service.
Whatever happens, no, she might actually get a bit of time. She might go away for
I'm a
a couple
gambling
months.
man. I'm
For a
gonna
couple
say
months. A couple months with some
no
community
time.
service
No
for like
time.
2 years probation.
My money's on no time right now. You heard it here first. Money's
so
on no time.
all I'm saying is once it's all said and done, is that she can come out, and although people, might look at her and go, well, you're fucked that you did that. You know what I mean? She's going to be just fine because you know why? She looks the way she looks, and the internet's there for her to plaster her body all over it, and there will be a guy with money waiting to say, don't worry about it. And she'll be taken care of.
There's guys
Where
say,
you want to talk about Big Bertha or Big
Big Rhonda?
Bosomy May or whatever, Big Rhonda or whatever,
Big Rhonda. Yeah.
whoever she is or whatever, cracked out, whatever.
Yeah.
She's not going to have the same life later.
Yes.
So there's not going to be a guy that's going to sweep her away to say, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You'll be just fine. Where this girl is probably just going to be just fine. You know what I mean?
You know what
Like,
I think the punishment's going to be?
even if career-wise she's a washout and her body, like, she's going to have a guy taking care of her, where somebody else isn't and might have their entire career life destroyed because of this. This girl is going to, she's going to fall into something later.
Yeah, I'm going to use my legal brain and say,
Okay.
I feel like her final punishment is 2 years house arrest, but it's the first time house arrest they've had to monitor an ankle bracelet where you can only be on the first floor of a building.
you can't be.
You can't be any higher than the first floor of any building. We can't have any chairs falling out of places.
Right.
You can throw a chair only at the first level.
Right.
So that's perfect for her.
No, because what I'm getting at, and
basements are allowed.
yeah,
That's it. Basements, first floors.
and what I'm getting at, and they've shown studies with this. They were showing about how at the end of the day, how people look can sometimes dictate how successful they get on with life.
Mm-hmm. Like Ted Bundy was pretty handsome.
Oh, no, I agree. Like, you don't see. Ted Bundy's a good example.
They said
for some things.
if he hadn't tried to defend him, because he was an egomaniac, like a narcissist. He tried to defend himself in court,
Of course he
thinking
did.
that he was so like.
I could do this.
He's like
Yeah, like that idiot Dylan Millard.
I could be.
Yeah.
He said the one lawyer was like apparently thought he could have got him a lesser charge or got him off, but then he was like, no, I'm good enough to defend myself. I'm a mass murderer, but I think I know to take care of myself on the legal stage. And he's like,
my response would have been like, you got caught.
yeah.
You need help now, bud.
Yeah.
But even then, fuck him. Nobody wanted to help him.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I'm
You
saying
were
at the end of the day, it's proven that attractiveness, physical attractiveness, does play a factor into
the career thing.
outcomes
Yeah.
in
I
professional
agree.
and
You know
personal
what?
lives.
I've been in a few
Also
scenarios
legal
where you
things?
meet people, and I know some people, friends of friends, career wise that. Yeah, like good, like especially in sales positions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And management, you
Yeah.
get a lot of reasonably decent looking people elevated into those roles because you presentable, like,
Right.
oh, you're going to be like important to this company, like here's your face, like you're going to meet clients, like
Right.
so you end up with like
So
tall good looking guys or good looking women
yeah.
because that's just business. You know, that's just what people want out there.
And sometimes you get bus drivers.
And I'm not saying that's wrong.
There you go.
And sometimes you get others.
So what? No.
And the other guys
Yeah.
podcast. We coming up with a new nickname for our followers. The few that exist. We're the other guys, right, Kevin?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm going here. We're gonna call our followers
We're
the
working
others,
on a
like from Lost.
We're working
The
on
others.
The others.
They're the others.
If you're a fan of the show, and
You're called
and the way to prove you're a fan of the show is engagement. If you
hashtag
we're
the
going to
others.
start a new thing. If you start engaging in
It
our
would make more sense if you guys were called the Lost Boys, and then they were called the others.
maybe okay. Long story
Can
short,
we be the Lost Boys still? Can we change the name? I like the Lost Boys.
oh Jesus Christ! Here's the thing: if you engage in
Like
our
the old
social
movie
media,
with
comment,
Kiefer
like,
Sutherland?
subscribe, all that stuff, you're gonna get the title rank of other. You will be an other, others or whatever. And we
Or
might
you can
eventually-
make a poll. Well, you can choose your own name if you want to be.
Yeah.
called, like,
If you can suggest what we should call you, do so. And then you know what? We might start giving you guys shout outs on these
and
pods.
the winner,
Yeah.
whoever chooses the winning name,
Yeah.
they get a prize.
Or the king of the others, or whatever, or king or queen of the others. We'll work on a prize.
Yeah, like a crown.
Amazon, I can definitely Amazon you some shit, dude. Amazon is the shit.
Yeah.
I was talking to them earlier. I ordered shit at 9 a.m. Got that shit at like 8 p.m. Amazon is amazing. It's the future. I don't even know why people go out anymore. You should just stay at home.
This podcast brought to you by eBay. No, sorry, Amazon. I'm sorry, Amazon. I fucked that up. Amazon, everybody.
You can still buy used stuff on them. But anyways,
Yeah.
You know what? I like Amazon, man. But you know what? I'm starting to think they're getting a little too big for themselves.
they're
Like, I like the convenience. I like certain things, but you know what? Some things you can get a deal. It's more the convenience.
It's a
But
convenience,
like,
to
I
be
just found
honest.
out they haven't paid tax in 2 years or 3 years. And like, they just pulled out of their second headquarters in New York because like people wanted kind of had some problems and wanted some more explanations and shit.
Right.
And like a political guy was going to make some noise about them a little bit. And they were just like, we're out.
Yeah.
And like, they're really just doing whatever the fuck they want.
Dude.
And not paying tax. And it's like, he's the richest guy on the planet now. And apparently he cheated on his wife.
As far as I'm
And
concerned,
the National Enquirer caught him. And now he's trying to say that they're trying to blackmail him, which maybe they did. But, don't cheat on your wife if you're the richest man in the world. The people might notice.
as far as I'm concerned,
If you don't want to get caught, like, who cares? Like,
Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk have free reign to do whatever they want on this planet.
Really?
They can do whatever.
because it seems like Bezos,
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's like an idiot or anything. I'm saying that like he was just like a real struggling businessman a bunch of years ago.
And then he made
And he
money.
was, I think he right product, right time, right?
Yeah.
Caught the internet at the right phase, like
Yep.
a lot like how Facebook did, right?
Zuckerberg, yeah.
They say
Well,
Amazon
because nothing was
a-
like Amazon. Nothing. Like eBay was the closest.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon was like a
But
slow burn.
nothing exactly. It was
This-
like it's been around for like 20 years, but it
Yeah.
was like and then he went all in on it, and as things took off. But eBay was there first. Like eBay was the
Oh, yeah,
first, but
eBay, yeah,
eBay's
yeah.
model was different, and it's like individual, like similar but different. And Amazon, anyways, y'all know what fucking Amazon is.
Yeah. There's also a thing called Alibaba, but that's on a different subject.
Well, it's not here, but yeah, it's.
yeah.
But they're getting. Am I alone? Are they not getting too big, man?
Dude, when
Well,
something,
you don't pay tax as a company, and you're the richest man in the world, and your company is the worth the most in the world, and you're not paying taxes.
Yes,
There's something wrong,
you're above the system.
and then that's that's
Dude,
fucked up, man.
Dude, the power. That's when.
But he had none.
Now he does.
But he only has it because we buy shit.
And we will continue to buy shit because it's fucking convenient and makes lives easier. Dude, like I said, with Elon Musk and with Bezos and all these guys.
I could stop.
If you provide a
could
service to the
stop.
world, that the world loves and will soon be dependent on, like, dude, there's a lot of people right now that only do their shopping on Amazon. I don't. I mean, I still like the going and hunting for like physical stuff and all that stuff and going to the stores or whatever stuff. But
I could have bought I had to buy something. So
like clothes, I'll always go.
I had
to
to buy
store.
something. So I could have bought it on Amazon.
Yeah.
It was like on sale. It was like $170.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. But it was like a brand sale from the company. So it didn't matter if I bought it on Amazon or Best Buy. It's the same. Like it's the same price.
Right.
So I went to Best Buy.
Yeah.
I went in the store. I looked at it. I bought it. I was looking for a Fitbit Charge 3. So and I bought it. And I could have people. Well, why don't you just get it on Amazon? And I'm like, because I wanted to get it in the fucking store. Like,
Yeah, that's your free.
but
that's
it's
your
like
option,
people are starting to get a little
That's
fucked
what I'm
up
saying.
in the heads.
That's what I'm saying.
In the heads,
That's
it's
where
starting to
society's
get a little
going.
fucked up. You're getting a little fucking screwy up there. If
Yep.
you think that you shouldn't go to a store, go look at the product.
Yep. No. Listen, man, dude. That's what people still think.
I saw a guy wearing a jacket
Yeah.
way too tight. Way too tight.
Yeah.
He bought it on Amazon
You got
or online. And I'm like,
you,
hey man, I'm like, is it supposed to be like, it looks a little, I'm like, you got a sweat. And he's like, yeah, no, he's the wrong size. He's like, I bought it on Amazon. It was on sale.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and maybe you want to buy your jackets in a fucking store where you can try them on.
no,
You know what I mean?
I'm very
You know what you
guilty of
can buy
this.
on Amazon? Socks, underwear, maybe some undershirts,
Yeah.
things like that. If they don't fit, you junk them.
Yeah.
Or you return them and you're good. But a jacket, that's a real kind of item you want to make sure fits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm very guilty of that.
What?
I don't. This isn't before I started using Amazon. Like I've only used Amazon for the last like 2-3 years. I've always had an account because I used to get Kindle books to my phone.
Yeah.
That's why I always thought Amazon was the book place. So I was surprised all
Do
of
they
a
still
sudden.
call those Kindle? I think they switched the name, right? Fire?
Well, the
They call
Kindle,
them
it's
Fire
like the
now,
app I
don't
always
they?
used on my phone.
Is
So
it
the
still
app-
called Kindle?
Yeah, it's Kindle. The Kindle
I have a
app. Yeah.
Kobo, so
So it's like the app, and it's not like they used to have they have the e-readers then, but I always had it on my iPad on the iPod Touch back in the day. That's when I first started getting those into my.
iPod Touch. They still sell that shit.
No, I don't think they do. Do
I
they?
think I saw an iPod Touch.
Yeah.
maybe I tried going to a
Oh
store.
no, I saw an iPod.
Yeah, but I basically
Something. I saw something that I'm like, really? They still sell this
maybe.
shit?
Yeah, but basically, I think at
think it
one
was an
certain
iPod
point in my
Touch.
life, I was ordering. People would tell me this is dumb, but I would order like my shoes and like
Shoes?
clothes.
No, yeah, you can't order shoes
but
unless
I
you
do,
know.
though. I do.
Unless it's a shoe that you bought in a store.
Yeah.
and
I've-
you know your size perfectly, and you've already owned the shoe,
Mm-hmm.
and you know it's coming from like Nike or the manufacturer. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, because you know it's right there. I own that shoe.
No,
I
yeah.
bought it. It's perfect. I
I've-
could do
I've-
it.
I've
but
done-
if you're
I've
going to a
gambled,
new
man.
shoe, that's
Yeah.
a gamble, dude. That's
No,
a gamble.
I've come ahead on most of my gambles this week. So I've bought shoes, like coats, jackets, all sorts of stuff. Mostly because this is because at a certain point in my life, like
you think you've come ahead.
I don't know. It's hard to say right now, but
You could go out and people be like, look at that poor
He's the
bastard.
the perfect Amazon.
Him and his floppy
customer.
shoes and his droopy jacket.
no, I mean like I got lucky with a lot of this stuff.
He is.
but
He
like
is your he
but
is
these,
a
like,
perfect
These
example.
were like these things you can, but also they always say like you can return it. But I've had some things where I'm like, I could lose some weight and wear this in a few months, and you don't. But it happened. That happened.
But
rare.
that's my point.
no. Like there was a point where I like
He just proved my point.
no, but like I'm just saying I came out ahead like 90 or more percent of the
But
time.
it could have been 100.
Yeah,
He'll
No, I
take
mean,
the
like,
90 though. He's
this
happy
is-
with the 90.
It's just the difference though, because there was like a point in my life where I lost a bunch of weight. Like I couldn't be anything but a large or a 36 waist. Like I had the room. I was like, and I looked good. No
It's
matter,
not about you specifically.
But I'm saying, and then I kept this behavior up when I was gaining weight back, and then I was like, okay, now I can't depend on even an extra large at this point, like because some people have thinner, it's different sizing for clothes. So I did this. I've done this enough. I'm saying, and then like even before Amazon. So I'm saying like
Have you heard about those office
I've been that
diets?
guy. But also
Right.
like because I'm gonna say this because like most of these purchases when I was living in Sarnia.
You don't have to defend
And
yourself.
we don't have Banana Republic in Sarnia, or we don't have
Well, I'm not hunting
or Zara.
deals there either.
We don't have like a Zara. We don't have like we had like an H&M, and that was it. That was like the one store I would buy clothes from then. Okay. So like or
Give us a lot of details.
Or like Urban Outfitters. I would I would buy clothes all the time from all these websites. But I was like, and stuff because I'm like, I can't get this in Sarnia.
I'm looking for a good deal, man. I'm not saying Amazon's off limits, but I'm saying from a brand that I've already bought in a store, then I'll look at it.
No, I understand.
If it's a straight new brand, I don't like a shoe. I go to a store and I try on a pair of shoes from this company in whatever size. It's too big. Yeah. Okay, so I need to go to this, and then I'm like, oh, look at those. Those are good. Those look cool too. So I go and I grab those shoes, and they're a different company, and I try on the exact same size of the shoes I'm trying on right now, which fit, and they don't fit, and I have to go a half size bigger because I don't know why. But now I'm wearing two shoes. I'm supposed to be a certain size. That size is wrong, or it's a little tight. So they're not conforming all the same way. I can't trust the internet to do that.
No, I think,
and it's a waste of my time if I get shoes and oh shit, those are too big. I gotta send those back. Oh, those are too small.
I had initial
not
success,
doing that nonsense.
So I think it was like gambling in the sense that I just like was riding a high. You know, I was like, everything's working out for Kirk, right? I can just like I'm this and that, like, and then I still have a few shirts in my closet I've never worn because they're like, you know. But other than that, like. I'm making my way.
Speaking of diets.
Oh, hey.
How do you guys feel about this diet? Like, because I've heard of some office diets where, let's say, you get 10 people involved, and you have a choice, and there's like a reward at the end. Everybody puts in some money. So, like, let's say 10 people, everybody puts in $30.
Right.
Oh, like a really big pizza, I bet.
So, but here's the thing. So, whoever loses the most weight can take all the money. Or you can go the other way. Whoever gains the most weight can take all the money.
Ooh.
What do you guys like? How do you guys feel about this diet structure?
That's more of a.
That's like you ever play Hearts?
Like
there's in the game Hearts. It's like you don't want to have any hearts in your hand.
Okay.
So right, this is the point. But then if someone has what they call shooting the moon, you have all the hearts, then they everyone gets fucked over. It's like euchre when you like euchre.
This fucking
no, it's directly similar because
is it?
Because it's like say like not having any hearts is like losing weight, and having all the hearts is like gaining all the weight.
It's like the donuts, donuts,
it's like,
all the donuts.
So it's like it's a similar thing because you can be rewarded by having all.
But how do you like? So is this a good?
It depends on the. Listen, if a man is pushing 450 pounds and he's like, "Oh, I want all the money, but I'm going to gain another 50 pounds," he's fucked. He's fucked for doing that. Like, it depends. Play your card, but listen, if you're like a $120 soaking wet,
he could be impressive though.
If you're a $120 soaking wet and you're like, listen,
that could be impressive.
and you're trying to do it. At the end of the day, you got to be careful with these. Like, I'm
not saying 450 pounds. Obviously, at that point, you got to be like. Hey, Bill.
Yeah,
I think we got to exclude you from this.
Hey, I bet being that heavy, it'd also be like if you make some changes, you could lose a lot of weight too.
Yeah, I like the money aspect. At the end of the day, it's always a good incentive, but at the same time, man, you got to play. It comes down to you got to play your cards right, man. Like, dude, like depending on how like. Even losing 30 pounds can be extreme for a certain person.
All right, what about
unless you're
this?
Christian Bale.
$10.
Like Christian Bale would win this
$10 a week.
game.
$10 a week.
Yeah.
Loser or gainer.
Yeah.
Every week, $10. Everybody's got to put in 10 people or 20 people, whatever.
Yeah.
That could be $100 or $200 per week while you're on this diet.
Yeah. There's an incentive. Look, money's.
I'm on Weight Watchers because of you now, Murray.
Good for you.
I would straight.
Except I didn't count my points today because I had pizza twice. I ordered pizza and then Kevin ordered pizza and I had some of his pizza. But yeah, he had some of my pizza as well. So I mean, like, it balances out.
Yeah.
All right. So.
But I mean, like, otherwise,
it's
I feel
good
like
diet. I feel.
I was having. The only thing I don't like is that. Can I tell you this? Like, I don't know. Do you eat like snack bars at all, like Lara bars or like protein bars at all?
Yeah.
They really fuck you over for that now. I was telling like
they are not your friend.
8 points for a Lara bar that's 200 calories.
Like
fuck you, man.
They are not your friend.
It's just a date.
No, you can eat whatever you want.
I know you can, but that's a lot of points to take on.
It's your decision on how you want to do it and what you want to blow it on.
I'm not buying Lara bars anymore. I thought they were healthy for me because they had like nuts and dates in them.
It's funny because the goal is to lose weight.
Yeah. I want to lose weight.
You know, and that's an easy fix for something to eat. But they say it's going to cost you.
I just didn't understand. I mean, like, I get that it's worth something. I'm not saying. I just didn't understand why. Why isn't it like 4 or 5 points? Like, I always just thought. I used to be on.
Oh yeah, some of the stuff you start scanning in the grocery store, and you're like, this has got to be like a low 2, 3, 9. You're like
Sugars,
9,
man.
and meanwhile, but everything advertised on it is like pointing you like health conscious. This is good for you. Better than like everything low, no this, no that, low fat, no sugar.
Yeah.
And then you scan it and it's a 9 and you're like, shit.
I guess I was disappointed about the Lara bar
Shit.
because like you look at the
Like,
ingredients.
I can't eat that.
Well, the Lara bar for me is like, even though I know there's like carbs and sugar in it, it's like naturally occurring stuff. Like you look at the ingredients and it's always like 4 or 5 ingredients and you can read, you know, all of them. It's like dates,
They're
like
saying
apple, like in like
maybe it's the
peanut
sugar.
butter.
It might be the natural sugar content.
Yeah, I know, but I just like, come on, man.
You know, although like some of it would be considered a fruit, and fruits are generally a 0.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
it's kinda
there's
like
got to be
processed.
something.
It's like applesauce wouldn't be 0.
No, but there's also you know there's
No,
a
applesauce isn't.
nutrient like for instance, if you have a fresh
But
strawberry
applesauce isn't big.
versus a dried strawberry.
No, I know that. I'm just
You know?
saying that like it used to be on Weight Watchers when I did it when I was like high school. Was like you could almost break
Well,
it.
they changed it.
You could break down the point system to almost like 50 calories per 1 point roughly, and then give and take depending if it's vegetables or something like that, right? Where it's 0 points. But they've changed the whole thing, the structure. So they're really not rewarding you at all for having anything that has carbohydrates, especially high in sugar stuff, even if it seems like it's naturally occurring. Because most of the protein bars or those sort of bars that I eat, I don't buy stuff with like I buy stuff that has like
Yeah,
not
breads,
like
breads are high.
not like sugar.
Stevia?
It's like it's supposed to be like.
But even like somebody wakes up, they're like, "Oh, I'll have some cereal for breakfast." That's got to be healthy.
Yeah. Well, according to the Canada Food Guide,
It's
now
not, right?
Like
You're
dairy's off the list.
No,
of-
I know, but you're
yeah.
taking a 4 for your cereal, most likely. Most likely you're clocking in at a 4, and then you're popping your milk in. And if you're honest about it, your cereal for breakfast is probably clocking in at a 7.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
if you
mean?
stick to like,
And that's if you're going by their portion size.
is a cup.
So
Cup of
if
cereal.
that- yeah. Oh yeah, a cup of cereal and so much milk. And I'm like a 7 for breakfast. You know what I mean? And you can scan around and find cereals and get milk and get that down to like a 5, but you're still taking a 5 hit for that. Where I'm like, you know what? Fuck cereal then. You know what? Eggs are clocking in at a
Eggs are
0.
good,
So there's
man.
3 eggs done.
Eggs are the king.
Bacon comes in at 1 per slice. So there's 3-4 pieces of bacon, and then a little bit of fruit. You got to do that way, and then you've got yourself a fairly hearty breakfast for like a 3 or a 4, or scrap the bacon, go turkey bacon.
yeah.
But even then, I think it's still a 1. Like you're still fucked if you want that shit.
Yeah, I know. I did.
But if
that.
you just want to eat eggs
yeah.
and supplement fruit, you're at a 0. Your breakfast was nothing.
Yeah.
And you're golden, right? You want to eat, and then your lunch, you want to eat a chicken, whatever. Chicken's a 0. So
No, I mean I've just been discovering like
but it's
the
the
changes.
sauces. People don't like to count that shit.
Mustard and hot sauce are the bomb. That's
Mustard's a freebie. Hot sauce is a freebie, I think.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you're good.
No, I found this out because I go to a Freshie a lot,
Yeah.
and so the thing I realized the only thing I can have for sure that I like is like tortilla soup, because it's like.
But a tortilla counts.
Well, I mean, it's just like it's a bit of chips. It's not very much. They call it tortilla soup because it's like the way it is made or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a little. They count. So overall, it's like I think it's like a 9-point lunch, which is like not that bad. It's like 540 calories for the whole soup, and it's a big soup. It's got like rice and like tomatoes, avocado.
Yeah.
It's like and it's pretty hearty and it's good.
A 9 for a hearty meal. That's good.
And like the thing about that too is that like, but I looked at the other stuff on that menu and it's all called Freshie and it's healthy. But like the sauces, like there's sauces that make you
That's
have
right.
like
It's
30.
yeah.
They have 30 grams of sugar in one like bowl that's like a Pangoa bowl. It's like barbecue sauce, and it tastes good. But you're just like you look into that more and you're like, oh, this is gonna really fuck.
No,
you.
I know. It's like you look at something and it says if you get this meal like this, it clocks in at like a 12, and you're like, okay, that's pretty good. And then it says, and then you look below and it's like with blah 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 sauce, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, that's what they put on it. 19, and you're like,
Yeah.
shit, or 22. You're like, oh my god, like whatever the fuck that is. or whatever the extra stuff is just killing me. You know, or like that's your whole day.
Yeah.
You know, like good luck. Good luck if you're gonna do 20 points on a dinner or a lunch. Like you're not gonna have a good day.
I guess what the thing has helped me is like it's refocused me like a few things, like one, portion sizes, and like in realizing that like the things I think that are good habits and good things I'm eating maybe aren't because I'm like always going like I eat pretty good. Why am I fat? And I'm like, or still kind of like
the biggest thing that
having trouble losing weight. You know,
the big thing that woke me up was where people were like, oh no, instead of reaching for the chip bag or having something certain snacks like whatever. Eat some almonds, eat some walnuts or cashews, or, you know what I mean?
Brazil nuts. You should try those.
Nope. They're not like.
Oh, they're high in caloric.
Like they're not helping. Like they're not. Like you could have a little bit, or like granola.
Yeah.
Like typical granola, right? People are like, oh, granola and yogurt. Yogurt's great. Granola, nope. It's and you're like, what? But this is what people think. Would be like, this is what some asshole somewhere would be like, oh yeah, no, you know what you should have for lunch is granola and yogurt. No, actually, that's not what I should have for lunch.
Or even
you know
like,
what I mean?
even,
because
even
it
like,
actually isn't.
Even flavored yogurt, people don't realize if they get like, because most people don't
want the minute you put a flavor in it.
Most people don't want to eat like plain yogurt. So like anytime you get into like, flavored yogurt, it's at least like 20 grams of sugar per serving or something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It goes from being like, healthy to like shitty ice cream.
Yeah, you can do plain like whatever, but you can like this is what people don't realize. You can take like yogurt though, and you can do a lot with it. Like
I put protein powder in mine.
That's what I was gonna just say.
No, you can, but like I don't know what the protein powder equates to.
Well, like the stuff I get, like it's
calculations.
It's usually 100 calories.
Saying pancakes. You want to eat pancakes?
Protein pancakes. You can do those.
You can make yogurt pancakes, right? So you can
yogurt cakes.
No, they're delicious. Like they're not your typical pancake, but it's pretty fucking close, and like that'll do you right, and it's better for you than a normal buttermilk pancake, right?
For some reason, I'm thinking about Brian Regan has a joke about how they started putting cranberry in everything.
Cranberry.
He's like, you got an orange there? Put some cranberry in that. He's like, what you got there? You got some.
All right, so we talked diet a little much, but so what else were you talking about? We were talking about fuck faces. We were talking about your Instagram girl.
Oh, talking about Amazon.
We were talking about Amazon and how I'm starting to become untrusting of that company.
Listen, man.
I think it's right to think that way because it's one of those things where like they're gaining so much market share so fast. Other businesses are closing at a certain rate.
Fine with them dominating. It's just my problem is when you start dominating. But you start taking advantage.
No.
That's when I start to go.
That's what I mean, though. Once you corner the market and you've already got like a bad rep for treating employees and how your business tactics, imagine how much worse they'll be when they have like a lot more control. If they're growing at this pace, imagine like what it's going to be like if they're like the only show in town. Like when you go to the grocery store, it's not a regular grocery store; it's an Amazon.
Well, I think what you're going to see is it's like almost like streaming services. Like Netflix was the first big one, right? Netflix fought. Like they came out originally and like they offered they called up Blockbuster.
They tried to make an offer to them.
Said, "Hey, buy us." And Blockbuster said, "No." And then
Blockbuster.
And then it would have been Blockbuster would have been Netflix. Like it would have been, and they could have just killed it.
Yeah,
they could have been like, nope.
Do you guys?
Chances are it would have came out sometime because you can't keep that down. It would have hit eventually, but
because there was kind of like video on demand, wasn't there? Like from your cable company,
there still is, but it costs a lot of money.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
You're renting.
It was like convenient, but not like cost effective for people.
No. It was like
you had to buy a movie almost what it cost to buy a movie.
Yeah, it was like, but back then it was like $8.
Yeah.
To rent a movie, where you go to Blockbuster and it was like $6. You know,
now it's like $10 a month with Netflix. So we've come a long
and
way.
so now you just pay your. I mean, you're not getting new releases. Like that's the difference, right? Is that like the hot movies that just came out? They're not on Netflix. Like they get one here and there.
But you know what?
But like you rent them. Like I still rent movies, but I don't do it on my service provider. I do it through my Xbox.
All right.
Because it's cheaper. Like I get it for like $4 or $5.
The thing is,
and I want to see it. So I'm like, you know what? I used to go and rent movies.
Yeah.
I'm still doing that. Like I'm still renting a movie because I want to see it now. I don't want to wait for it to maybe come out, or I can fire up my Android box like a lot of other people out there, right?
Yeah,
but then I'm like
Piracy.
looking for that copy, and then the audio, and then like it's buffering, and like I'm like, okay, so this isn't working, and it takes me 35 minutes to get the thing operating, and I don't have 35 minutes to do this.
Yeah, I wait for those
So
sales
I
to
just
go on
rent
Google
it.
Play. Like Google Play sometimes gives sales for like any rental you want for 99 cents.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And I do surveys on Google Surveys.
But how do you watch it?
On my TV.
Oh,
'Cause
right. You have it all set
my
up.
smart
Yeah,
TV's
yeah.
got like a Google Play app, so you can rent it on your TV basically.
See, I think I have.
I mean, on through that app and then watch it through. Yeah.
I think I got to upgrade my TV. I got to get a smart TV because my it doesn't have that capability, and I don't want to go buy like a Roku or whatever and plug it in. And I could do that. Maybe that's a cheaper option, but I'd like to do that. But like,
Or you could go on Amazon and get a Amazon Fire Stick.
You can do a lot on Amazon.
Amazon.
I thought I don't know. Yeah, I thought about it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
can I do more with Roku?
I don't know.
Roku
They're
or
roughly the
whatever.
same. They're like Android. They're all Android, kind of like.
Can I do
devices.
Kodi?
Yeah. No, I have a Fire Stick that has Kodi programmed on. I didn't do it myself though. Someone did it for me. So
See, that's the thing. I think like with
Kodi is really fucking annoying though.
Roku.
Because you have to update it and they don't really tell you.
No, I know. I have an
You have to-
Android
you-
box. It's very annoying.
You have to keep.
And that's why I'm like, motherfucker. I
tried.
keep trying to watch
tried.
shit, and then I get zapped. Which is why I know some people, they go to a flea market, and there's always that guy where it's like, you pay me like $10 a month or $12 a month. I give you a box, and if anything goes wrong with it, you call me, and I fix it. And I'm like, maybe that's something I want to do. Like, you know what I mean? And he keeps updating it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, I've had to learn.
I don't know.
For me, it's like it's shitty because you had to learn how to update it, and then it's like it's never the same.
It is shitty. Yeah.
It's like because then you have to like put in a download,
and
link
I don't
to
know how to
download
do it.
And for me,
Somebody else does.
I find it really annoying because I always have to Google search it like how to update Fire Stick, and it's always like a different website. So you're like or a different video.
Well,
you
it's
have to
still
watch.
illegal,
No, I know, but it's
right?
like
So that's the one thing that like everybody needs to understand. And I talk to people, and this is where it's weird. Like, I mean, I'm against fight the system, whatever. I've never been like, I mean, back in the day, it's like, of course, if you can get an illegal decoder, which is what they were called years ago, go for it. You know what I mean? People used to, my buddy built one. Like, he got the shit and he built one, and then he got free cable for like 2 years, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then they, whatever, illegal satellite. I had one. My buddy had one. And then they zap it, whatever. But you used to pay people to fix it, to be like, give me the whatever, the chip and the, whatever. Yeah. So now it's Kodi. That's the new thing through Android boxes. And
Well,
I'm like, okay.
it's kind of like
but
torrents.
there was a
though,
difference, though. Back then, I knew I was doing something wrong. You know what I mean? And like, I was hush about it. Like, people be like, oh, you got DirecTV? Be like, no, Bell. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, I'm scamming DirecTV for free. You know what I mean? Because like, I'm like, you're not supposed to be doing that. I just say I got Bell satellite, right? But nowadays, like, people feel entitled that like Kodi, like that shit should be for everybody. It's free. Like,
well, Kodi, it's like it's an open source program, so it's free and it's
no,
totally
but
legal.
what you're doing, no, it's not.
Kodi is legal. This thing,
See, here we go. Here we go.
Here, this is why it hasn't been shut down yet. Because it's like torrent. Remember torrent sites? Like the Pirate Bay.
I'm aware. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's
I used to rip torrents.
So the torrent, the file itself is copyright infringement. The program you run it on is not, because it's not actually intended for that. Same with Kodi. Kodi just gives you the ability to have these add-on sources, video sources that you pick up from. So like it's like Exodus is really the one. And then so like it's like wherever
you are knowingly engaging and trying to get a product for free. That's the end user is trying that. That's what I'm doing. That's
I'm
what
just
everybody's
saying,
doing.
like,
Is we are doing it on purpose.
the act of
to
having
get something for nothing.
Yeah, no, but the act of having Kodi itself is not
No, but that's not why anybody has it.
No, I know, yeah.
So here's the thing. Back in the day, listen, I grew up in that era when LimeWire was the shit. Pirate Bay was the shit.
Morpheus.
Kazaa. Kazaa.
Remember that?
I remember, like, dude, man, when you wanted music
Napster.
or whatever.
I was a Napster guy, man.
Yeah,
Napster was the first.
Napster was, yeah.
They were
I
the
remember,
first.
I remember, I used to burn CDs and all that shit, and I just, it used to be a struggle to get shit that you wanted to watch or whatever. But as I get older and as, or whatever, the one thing that's the one thing that makes a difference when it comes to all these things that you're talking about comes down to fucking convenience. Like a couple of
No. What do you mean?
No, for
what's
me,
convenience,
dude? A year ago, I was downloading.
Okay, hang on a second here. What? Okay, convenience. You're at home. You want to watch something.
Yes.
Right. And I'm with you. I get.
Netflix
I'm like, yeah.
on. I'm watching it.
Okay, but maybe it's not a new movie you want to watch, right? So you're like, oh fuck, I never saw that movie. It came out yesterday. You know what? It's on. It's going to be on the Kodi. So
I'm not wasting time with Kodi.
Okay, well, a lot of people
not.
do, right? A lot of people are like, it's all set up. They do it.
That's good for them.
I might check it if Cody's updated like recently, or I'll be like, I might try it once today and realize, oh shit, that came out yesterday, or that's out. I try it. If it works, it works. If I get any problems with it, I'm off it in a couple minutes and I'm renting it.
So
because that's me. But other people, they're not paying for cable.
I don't
right?
pay for cable.
No, right, but I do.
Oh, okay.
So I pay for internet. I pay for cable.
Okay.
My Android box is a secondary measure, basically just to get at movies or TV shows that don't air here or on weird schedules. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Where other people though, like there is no option for cable. Like they will never pay for cable, and they think that getting like free TV and free internet is their right.
No, it isn't.
No, but I've talked to them. It's like back in the day, and like I scammed US Netflix. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I've
Not right now because whatever.
Yeah.
But and because it got harder on my Xbox One.
Yeah.
But anyways, on the 360 it was easy. Like it was like you could just flip back and forth, no problem.
Yeah.
But like I remember I had a talk like when I was naive to it, and I was like, well, it's blocked for a reason.
Yeah.
And somebody was like totally on the other side, and I'm like, but we aren't supposed to watch that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like now, obviously, I was won over, and I don't give a fuck.
Right.
But there's a reason all these things are in place, right? Like it's content and money and this and that, and like if everything was free and everybody moved over to Kodi and Android, and nobody tuned into fucking TV. Right. I don't know what they would put on TV, and I don't know what we would watch.
So here's the thing. I want to go back 10 years ago. I used to be one of those guys that, if I wanted to see a new movie, but I didn't want to go to the theaters or whatever, I used to go to a place where it was called Gen X, where you'd go in and you'd get burnt copies of the latest movie, or you'd get your PlayStation modded, and you'd get games there for $5.
Yeah, I heard about that place.
They're again illegal, but whatever.
Yeah, you could go to
right?
a flea market and they'd have it there.
Yeah, and
like a burn job if it was from a screener or a cam job.
Yeah, and if you wanted music, you'd have to go on LimeWire and all that shit. Here's the thing. I used to do that back in the day, but as I get older and realize that time is fucking precious to me and I need things now.
But what happened with music?
I used to be a guy where, like, listen, if I
I
wanted
would
a
download
podcast,
shit and
go to
I'd
iTunes, download and burn.
Oh, I never.
Now I pay $8.99 a month for Spotify. I have Google Play. If I want to listen to something, it's instant. It's there. I have it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Done.
Spotify, right?
Done.
So somebody came out saying they made a deal. It's like the Netflix for music.
Done.
But like you get a lot more, right? But even then, some people pull their shit, or it's not there. But it is better than Amazon Music. Amazon Music's horrible.
Spotify is just.
But I'm just saying, like, so Spotify came in, so it's so for people to like download and shit and make, playlists and then throw it on, MP3 or burn it or put it on whatever on their phones, right? I used to have everything on my phone back in the day. It's so much easier, right, for people. Like, I don't have Spotify, but people
I was
know
against
it's
it for a
huge.
while because I was like, oh fuck, you have to pay a subscription for music when I can
But
get
it's
it for
there.
free. But dude, for $8 a month,
you don't have to do
I just
anything.
hit a button and I can get any song.
Yeah, and it's there,
I
and you can
want.
make playlists, and it's all good.
I make my own playlists.
But that's what I'm saying,
and you can
right?
download them and play them off. Like,
But okay, so just
Amazon
has Spotify and
made
so
my-
people.
yeah.
But you see now, people they think Spotify is just the way, right? They think that that's how you get your music. Like they don't.
It comes
think
down
that-
to this.
Like they don't think.
you can find other venues to do it, but at the end of the day, it comes down to Spotify's so easy.
But nobody's going out and buying nothing.
Then
I do.
don't. don't.
No, I know we talked about
buy
that.
records.
Yeah, no. There's always going to be a market for. Look, I still buy Blu-rays. I'm a collector.
I know we talked about this literally one podcast ago.
I know. I buy Blu-rays because I just like the feeling of it or whatever.
'Cause you like
and all that stuff. I like
you
still
blew
like
yourself.
going into the bargain places and hunting and what. It's just my thing. But in terms of in terms of what do you call it? Streaming
but it's because
services,
it's getting easier for people, right?
Yeah.
Like
that's it. At the end of the day, lives are supposed to be getting easier as technology becomes our friend. Now, like, dude, I used to go out more. I used to go downtown shopping at the Eden Center. I used to make days of it. I used to be like,
so like
now I
Banzo-
sit on my ass and I fucking click a
Bands.
button and I get a movie that day sent to my house.
Okay.
I don't even leave my door.
So bands make a lot less now, right? Like musicians make less
Dude,
money.
unfortunate, but
even
that's how
the
the
biggest,
game-
the biggest acts that you can think
Oh,
of, like that
yeah.
are dominating the teeny boppers.
Metallica was on this for years ago.
No, I know, but right now the teeny boppers, whoever is hot, whoever the biggest names are, they're making money, but they're not making anywhere close
no.
to the money that like those people were making from album sales years ago, right?
Game has changed.
And those people would only do like a tour once with an album release. Now people tour like that generates a fair bit of income for them.
That's how they make-
and that's
that's
why
how
like
they
they're
make
going
money.
on world tours for years, right?
Yep.
Like they'll be like, I'm touring this year, I'm touring next year, I'm touring the year after that.
Yeah.
And they're going 35 dates worldwide, and you're like, whoa, like that's a fair bit for somebody or more.
Yeah.
Because that's actually a big part of their income now because
Right.
they're not making the same. They're making a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. But Spotify, right? Like that's where they're making their money, but there's only so much money there. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all getting ripped off.
There's only so much money there.
Dude. At the
But
end
well, it changed, right? Because
at the end of the day, personally,
it's a smart move because they did have a problem when everything was free and everybody was burning everything to the internet and torrent downloads and we were just downloading everything.
Well, it's
they
like
were getting nothing.
Well, it was Apple changed the game with iTunes, the 99 cents download thing. Does that change? Like that's like
It allowed people. No, it allowed people with money to download a song.
no, but that started like how artists get paid differently because
Yes.
if you bought the album, it was better. But this was like, oh, this is like a compromise. 99 cents per song or album, $10 per album. It was less than what albums cost before. And like, I remember paying $20 for a new CD. That was common, right? So, but like if you were buying on iTunes, all of a sudden it was cheaper. So it was almost like a middle ground. And then the next middle ground was like, now we're gonna take all this music and put it on a subscription,
And which was
And
actually
then-
really smart because it
the
brought
thing-
everybody over
Well,
to
the problem-
get money out of them.
The problem with Spotify too is they let people stream for free, without the frills of having an account, right?
Yep.
So like they get paid. They can say we don't pay you very much per stream because a good portion of the subscriptions are free.
Yeah.
So people
Yeah,
get.
but I looked at that like when I tried it out, and it was like bullshit. Like I couldn't
People get
stuff.
A lot of artists
couldn't-
get really fucked over, and you were saying about like the touring, but it's like it's really hard to break in because you could have like a popular song but not make much
No,
money.
I'm talking about the biggest names.
Well, the biggest names. Everything I've heard
back in
they
the
have-
day would be rolling in it, and now
No.
these people are still rich. But I'm just like,
Well, they all
are
like-
they like throwaway jet rich?
because
Well,
volume
you know what I
volume
mean?
is
Like-
now.
Well, like if you're lucky, if as a band you're put in the position where you can buy your catalog from your record company. Like Metallica did that, the Rolling Stones did that. They like had the ability, enough money.
Yeah.
And so
You
basically,
just buy your-
they represent themselves now, so they have the freedom to do that. Whereas like it's gonna be really bad for some like new artists who come in like if you're like not bankrolled by any means, you're just like. So like if you're getting paid like I had like 1,000 streams that week. That would be pretty good. Like,
I'm
$2.
very curious to know like a band like you can't compare, but like I don't know, man. Like I'm just thinking about a mid-range like band from 20 years ago. Like what would be a mid-range band from 20 years ago?
Seether.
Yeah, okay, Seether or like Linkin Park. You know, somebody like that.
POD.
But like, were they making more? Well, no, because all of them kind of came out in the streaming era,
Nickelback.
like in the downloads. No, they all came out in the illegal downloads. Like
about
before,
the
you got to go back. Okay, so like you got to go even like Spice Girls. Although they dominated, did they make more money than whatever the equivalent to them is now. Who would that?
If the Spice Girls came out today, we're talking. If they came out today,
or
they
Backstreet Boys,
they
or
wouldn't-
whoever from
they
back
wouldn't
then.
have been as big, and they wouldn't have made as much money. That's the fact.
So
Nowadays,
people now aren't making as much as them.
No,
Right.
It's facts.
That's all I'm
and
saying.
I
But
think
also, like,
Stephen Tyler talked about this.
Steven
The artists are Steven Tyler. They're not Steven fucking Aerosmith. They're not making the same.
My favorite my
we
favorite
go.
Golden State Warrior player is Stephen Tyler.
Whatever, same shit.
Stephen Curry.
They're not making the same money, but what it is it's forcing artists to pump out more shit. And whether it's
That's
shittier,
true. That's why they're coming
it's
out with
pumping.
an album,
Dude, Kanye
frequently,
West,
or
why
like
is it
dropping a
every
song,
year?
dropping a song,
Every
dropping a
year,
song.
Taylor Swift. Every year,
That's true.
Ariana Grande. Fucking
Or they
every
just
year.
drop a song here and there
They don't-
randomly
doesn't
to
matter.
generate
They don't
income.
write their own music though.
But no, no. But what I'm
There's
saying
like a
is,
machine behind them.
that's the thing. The machine has to feed itself constantly. Whereas back in the day, an artist can do something, make money off it, live off it
Yeah,
for
I
maybe
saw
a year
something
or two,
about songwriters.
and then come back. Now it's a machine because they're not getting paid as much. So
well,
they gotta do
also
it.
like I remember it was like
and that goes for movies too.
you know Shirley Manson was leasing her garbage. She was talking about how like it's changed
Yeah,
a lot
yeah, I know
now
Garbage.
because they had their whole thing where like when they go on tour and merch and stuff like that, they used to be their own deal. So like the record company gets the profits off of like the record sales, and they
get merch in the
and
arena.
they get a lot of
It
the
used to all go to the band.
and they get a lot of that stuff now. But if you're a new artist, she was saying, because she was like, they were talking about like people coming up now, and it's like the record companies, they realize that there's not the same money in that. So when you sign a deal, if you're Justin Bieber or
sign
something
the
like
merch.
that, then you got to sign over a lot of your merch and a lot of your concert ticket
But
sales.
that was the deal. Is your tour
because
dates?
they're like
your gate. I think your gate was yours,
Mm-hmm.
and your.
It's just the way it is because the record companies are like fading out of into like obscurity, but they're still trying to like claw at whatever money is available. So the money that's available
it was
is all
a
the
fee,
touring
right?
money.
So
Yeah.
like if it was what was it? It was like ACC. It would be like you would go there and you're gonna get paid $50,000. So the arena wants to sell out, right? But yeah, the merch in the arena is all yours.
Yep.
You know, every dollar is, which is why you get a fucking T-shirt for $35.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just has the tour date on it or the tour on it with the name of the band, and you're paying $35. You want a sweatshirt? It's like $70.
I bought a
it is.
$40.
And you're
I bought a
like,
$40
man.
poster last night at the concert I went to.
Wow, I would
It
never
was
do that.
it was signed though. I was like Kurt Vile signed it,
Dude, I always do one big concert.
That's
a year,
different.
man.
and then
I
I said
pay
to the girl, I was like,
hundreds
"You
of
misspelled
dollars.
my name. It's Kirk, not."
See, I
K."
was like, I'm that guy. Like, I go to like the concert, like at the Air Canada Center, and like, not the amphitheater, or whatever. I never see them. But you go to the ACC, and like, you come out of that concert, there's a guy outside with knockoff concert tees that are like $10,
"Oh yeah."
and they look the same as the one inside.
Yeah.
That happened to me
You
at
know.
Arcade Fire. I bought like a
And I'm like,
tour
yeah, all
T-shirt.
right, I'll get it.
Yeah,
But then I realized like maybe I shouldn't because like I had a stretch of where I got like 2 or 3 in a row, and like they didn't fit right. Like it was like a shitty T-shirt, and I'm like, fuck. I think next time I'm gonna spend the $30 on this concert tee.
yeah.
But now I could just probably log onto the internet and order one, right?
Yeah, here's the thing. For
Amazon,
me,
I've heard, right?
I'm a
You
big,
guys-
I'm a big fan of
Kevin,
of
have you heard of
technology.
Amazon?
Yeah, I've
Have you heard of Amazon? It's
I
pretty
love
cool,
it.
right?
I'm a big fan of the apps. At the end of the day, it comes down to is it making my life easier? And things like Spotify, things like fucking Google Play, things like Amazon. Dude, like, fuck leaving the house. Just stay
So
in your fucking bed
I can't remember.
and live off that shit. Like, dude, I want to get to the one
No,
day
no, that's
in the
the
world.
problem.
I miss
where
going to the movie store.
I want the Matrix shit.
you know
where
what? I fucking miss that too.
your body basically breaks down and you can't walk anymore, but you can order shit online and watch stuff online.
I saw a
the
video
future.
store last week, and I was like, fucking right on. But what I feel bad about is like and we've talked about this, I think, where I feel bad for people now like that are going out on a date and they're gonna hang out, and it's Netflix and chill now, right?
Netflix and chill.
It's Netflix and chill.
'Cause it's cheap and affordable and convenient.
But before it was like, but it's okay.
cheap.
You could pull off a date where it's like, well, you want to, rent the movie. Now it's like, well, you want to come over and watch some Netflix? Right. No, I get that it's shifted. But before you could do that and you would go to the video store, even if it was your buddies or, whatever, but normally with like a date or a girl or a girlfriend, and you go and you rent a movie and you go around and you see everything, whatever. And I miss that shit. That shit was a good time.
Less hunting of
I
the movies.
feel that we've
more-
lost ourselves
more
into
banging.
this private viewing room that you create at home where it really is like we're going we're pulling back. Although everybody likes to think we're networking and we're becoming more global.
No.
If anything, we're becoming more isolated.
Dude.
And that's how we're doing it.
Also,
right?
if you look at the media and how they're making the outside world seem so scary, like, oh my God, there's terrorism, there's fucking racial shit going on.
There's Gillette commercials.
There's Gillette commercials. The outside world is scary. Stay at home and buy your shit and never go out. That's where we're going, man.
You know what? I rode the TTC today.
Ooh, how was that? Was that humbling? Was that how did it feel? How did it feel? When was the last time you went? And
I like that you feel like you're so superior because you don't take the bus.
No.
You know what's funny? So
don't.
I hadn't been on the TTC in a long time, and in 1 week I took the GO train.
Ooh,
I also rode a bus and the subway.
nice.
Not on the same day, different days.
Yeah.
The GO train, I liked it.
Yeah, usually it's not as crowded. You can
Yeah, the TTC, it was all right.
Depends where.
It was
when,
all right, man.
time
You know
of
what?
day.
It was a nice, easy ride for me, downtown. But you see some fucked up people. And, why do the fuck... Like, are these people also in cars? And I just can't see them because they're in cars? Or is it just, like, they just don't have cars?
For $3.25,
$3 worth of Presto.
they can literally.
I don't
ride
have
the
a Presto.
TTC all day. They can sit in a warm place. So the
No.
crazies,
I'm not
know.
saying homeless. I'm
Crazy.
saying just weird people, man.
Like
Oh, yeah.
old ladies who wear an iguana on their shoulder.
Just weird people that I don't know maybe if they're going to pass their license. I don't. So this is my thing. Are these people also driving? Are there the equivalent weirdos in cars that I just can't
I hope
see
not.
because they're in cars
I hope.
Or
I hope
are they
they're not
just-
on the road?
on transit? Because I was, there, and I'm like, you just know, like if I said it, you're gonna see them. No, I did, and it's like it's like an old shoe from 20 years ago, that you're never gonna fucking forget.
Yeah.
The other thing,
Yeah.
because we talked about music, and did we talk about the Super Bowl?
No.
What was
we
the
didn't.
soup this year? Super Bowl.
Listen, man, I'm a Brady guy, so fucking.
No, I want to talk about the halftime show.
I saw bits and parts. I didn't see them.
No. So
What parts did you see? The good parts?
Yeah, the good part.
The
so
shirtless parts?
Maroon 5, right?
Yeah.
So, did we talk about this?
No.
No,
we did not.
I didn't see this, so I don't know what you guys can
Well,
tell
he
me
took
about
his
it.
shirt off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's Adam Levine.
I
But
don't
it's
know.
a Super Bowl.
Where was the Super Bowl this year? Was it like
Dude,
It doesn't matter.
Janet
It's
Jackson-
but primarily men who watch
Janet
it.
Jackson showed a tit
That's
a few
different,
years ago.
man. And like that was a totally different thing. This guy
that changed the world,
took
though.
his shirt off
Yeah.
at a primarily male sporting event. I get it that
The
his
halftime
fans are
show
primarily.
is not for the males.
Why take your shirt off?
For the females.
But it's a foot. Oh my god.
For the females that actually like. Remember. Let me.
Is it disrespecting the event?
No, it's called making money.
I just want to say
But, okay, so
One of the
so it
best-
disrespects the event.
one of the best sporting things I've ever seen in recent memory is a dance-off between a young chubby kid and a young black kid at a 76ers game. And the black kid looked like he was winning this dance-off. They had them on the cameras, right? All of a sudden, the chubby kid's like, fuck it. Takes his shirt off. Whoa! And like his little boy boobs are bouncing around.
But that's unexpected,
That-
and that's
it was,
part of
it
the
was
moment.
great. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And then they had like an interview on TV, and he's like, I don't know what got a hold of me. I just had to take my shirt off. And
Maybe if Adam Levine was doing his Super Bowl thing, just whatever, like a music, like a rock star, whatever he is, and a little chubby kid in the crowd started doing that, Okay.
Yeah, he's not as
But I'm
charming. I guess.
like,
so.
I'm not. I didn't watch it, but like a lot of people got bent out of shape because they're like, I'm watching the halftime show, and I get they've gone in another direction,
How did
and
he
like
take
Lady
his-
Gaga's done it, and
How did
but
he take
they're
his
like,
shirt off
why?
though? Was it like he getting hot? Or
I don't
was
know,
like,
but then
or
he's
was like,
all
was he
greasy.
Was he like stripping?
He's all
like-
greasy and sweaty, and like
Maybe
I'm not
he's
saying
got
he's
too
in great
hot.
shape. He's in great shape. I'm not, a lot of women, they like the way he looks, but it's a major sporting event primarily watched by men.
And the halftime shows
Why,
with the
why
wives
are
and the
you
girlfriends.
but why are you taking the shirt off?
For the wives and the girlfriends.
Maybe this is what he just does.
Yeah, that's also what Adam Levine does. That's what, dude.
It's weird to me.
You know what? I think the
He
weirdest
also
part.
was wearing a shirt that the Gorn was wearing in the Star Trek episode where Captain Kirk fights a lizard creature. But the lizard
thought-
wore it better, in my opinion.
Because I mean, I heard about this.
Like, who wore it better? The lizard did.
I don't know.
I would just say that like what I heard about this whole Super Bowl performance, which was people were making jokes about more or less, was that he had really bad generic tattoos, like the one that's across his stomach just says California.
Yeah, no,
in
girls
block
on my
letters.
Facebook, like girls on social media that I know were like, I'd like to move to California now. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I get it because he's a pretty boy.
Yeah.
And they're loving him. But I'm like, but see this, like, why?
That's what I
Like,
thought was.
this is what came out of that halftime show. Nothing else was memorable other than the fact that this guy did that.
And it ties down to our original topic, which was, if you're good looking, you can get away with a lot of shit. And Adam Levine is a good looking dude. And he can get away with it. Dude, if he took his
Oh,
fucking
I'm not knocking him for
underwear
doing
off
it.
or
I'm just
whatever.
saying, like, why do it there?
Why not? Like, what do you mean respect?
Because you could have
it's a
won
football
over
game.
more people, right? Like, maybe he's like, well, maybe I could swing some dudes to my side.
No.
I don't think it's that sort of
He doesn't
thing.
care about the dudes. That's not who he's making money off. He's making money off the girlfriends, the wives of the football players,
And now
Gisele
teen girls.
Bundchen, teen girls. Now all of a sudden,
And now some teen girls are going to see him and be like, oh, I like
teen
that guy.
girls, and the girls are gonna be like, oh, I love football too, because football's amazing because of Adam Levine. And then all of a sudden, sales are gonna go up, and they're gonna be female fans of the game and all that shit because Adam Levine took a shirt. So at the end of the day, win-win.
Would you consider, like, Maroon 5's music masculine?
No, he sings in a.
I don't mind spending every day.
No, and I like, it's funny. I don't mind some of his older stuff, like their older stuff when they first broke in. I was cool with it.
I thought
Like,
it was
I'm
funny.
Like, yeah, you're driving. You
The story I like the most is that
Whatever.
the Foo Fighters in Atlanta put on like a competing concert that they called like the anti-Super Bowl, like halftime shows or whatever fucking thing it was. So it
Well,
was
they
like,
performed at an event.
like they put on like a whole
Yeah,
weekend
yeah,
event
yeah.
where it was like rock music, and they're like, this is kind of shit that people would probably rather have.
I would rather have the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, the Foo Fighters.
yeah,
they,
yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, they're kind of joking the fact that they've never really been asked officially
Yeah,
to do it.
put the
That
Foo
they've
Fighters
talked about
on,
it.
yeah.
But they're like, they always put someone who's ever this or that at the moment. Like it's
But
like.
at the moment, is
But
Maroon
also,
5
like-
in the moment? Like,
No,
not
but-
even.
Well, I would
no,
say-
he's a judge on some show.
No,
No,
he
no,
had
no.
that big song with Cardi B this year. Like Maroon 5 and Adam Levine are up.
Well,
this year.
the thing too is that you have to look at the NFL. Why there isn't a bigger band than Maroon 5 playing this year is because of all the shit going on. How
Maybe.
like the
Yeah,
Colin Kaepernick
maybe.
stuff. Like you think the reason Cardi B didn't show up for a thing was
No,
because
but you call up AC/DC, man, and you don't. Oh well,
no,
they're
they're-
fucked right
like
now.
like it's like the whole
but you
idea.
could get,
Guns
have
N'
got
Roses.
somebody.
Get
man.
Hinder?
You could have got some.
Coulda
No,
got-
yeah, Hinder.
Could've got yeah.
No, but that's the thing. It comes down to, at the end of the day, the NFL wants to make a move for the most money. And here's the thing:
Dust off Ja
But they're not
Rule.
getting a lot of acts this right now because of the controversy with
You
that
could have
stuff.
got a bigger rock band, man.
No, they could have, but I'm saying that there's a lot of like it's like when like the Oscars, how like what comedian's gonna slot in for Kevin Hart being taken out? People are like, no thanks, I don't want my life dug into. It's like
Yeah,
people
but that
people,
whole thing's
people,
ridiculous
Well, people
too,
now it's
right?
like if
Like, come on.
if you're being paid by someone, it's like you have to be in line with their standards and morals now. So like people like Lady Gaga, she might go, oh, maybe I wouldn't go back there or do this again because of this stuff with like the kneeling and how they treated the players and stuff like that, and all types of people like that. Like I mean, like so like because not even if they're what they think.
You think that they want to fuck? They're gonna
No.
hold back from getting their face in front of 130 million people.
All I'm telling you is there's enough people on Twitter who will go as soon as the certain person is booked, they're gonna go. do you know you're a piece of shit because this piece of shit league is a piece of shit? And then they're like, I'm sorry, and they drop out.
Yeah,
And that's what happens now.
Twitter has power now.
So it's like, they're like, who do we find that's so middle of the road that no one will give a fuck? Oh, Maroon 5. Perfect. Perfect.
No, I think that they would give a fuck. I think that like you get the biggest names going, they
Everybody-
don't give a shit because they'd be like, I don't care.
Also, like the NFL wants something like middle of the road right now. They
Everybody's
don't want
cool
controversy.
with Maroon 5.
They don't want
Everybody's
like
cool.
like they had a problem with Beyonce because she was dressed a certain way, like it was military cop bashing or something. And when she was
who
on-
had a problem?
people did like the way she
People need to be disarmed from their keyboard warrior
No,
status.
Just saying.
that's all they have nowadays.
they just want the middle of the road kind of like.
Yeah.
It was like that Bill Hicks joke about like he's like, oh, don't make fun of the new kids on the block. They're all wholesome. They're a good time. All the kids are good role models. He's like, no, I want something that fucking rocks. He's like, I want to burn in hell. Like fuck them. You know, like I mean that's no
Anyways.
longer people don't think that way anymore.
Well, New Kids on the Block,
They wanna
in my opinion, was never that great.
They wanted us to play it safe. That's what I'm saying. He
And
was
I don't
like-
think you're going to see them at the Super Bowl.
no, he was just like they
Did the
suck.
Backstreet Boys ever do the Super Bowl? In their
He's like,
fucking
when did
heyday?
when did mediocrity become in style? I want people who fucking rock. That's what
money,
he's basically
man.
saying.
No, but you know
Money
what? The
talks.
Super Bowl used to be like they would get a name, like they would get a big fucking name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, "Who's playing the Super Bowl?" Like you were waiting
But
to
there's
find
a-
out because you're like,
There's a big
I
difference.
might have to watch that Super
There's
Bowl.
a big difference in the NFL
Now it's
in
like,
this
I
age.
don't-
In the last
I
3
don't-
years, there's a big difference in the NFL now than there was 5 years
Mm-hmm.
ago. Like seriously, all that stuff that happened with them, they're no longer have that pristine like they're the top league kind of like look anymore.
Well, they've always had a little bit of a problem with the league in general, you know, regarding steroid use and brain damage and not, denying it all and
Yeah, but
You know,
racism's in now.
and deflating footballs.
you know, domestic assault and you know whatever, like a lot of different things, right? Non-guaranteed contracts. There's a whole thing where people, if you looked in depth with them, it's a shady league. But they used to know how to put on a fucking Super Bowl, right?
yeah.
And at least book talent.
I mean,
Now I don't. I
remember seeing the one with Prince. That was amazing.
Yeah, I seen that one.
That was all right, but Lady Gaga's was good too.
That was good. That wasn't too long.
That was a
either.
good one. I saw that. I was like, hey, I was impressed.
It was
She
like
won
a-
me over with it.
It was a spectacle.
You know, it was a spectacle. She came from above and all, you know, and it was really good.
That was pre-taped apparently though. She jumped off the very top. Apparently.
It looked live to me.
No, that they said that one scene where she's dropping from the very top. That was like the only part that was pre-taped. They talking about
But it showed
'Cause
her
if she
coming
died.
in.
no. But then it did. Then she didn't drop from that high. That's what they said.
I'll have to look that.
It was
up,
like how
yeah.
they made that was like it was some sort of spliced like taped video with live video because you didn't see the full all the way shot. If you watch it again, you don't see the full all the way down. You just see like her at the top.
I'll have to look.
And then you see
Yeah.
like the stage and she's like dropping in, right?
All I remember is the
Well, I
Janet
thought it was pretty
Jackson,
cool.
Yeah, it was cool. No, it was great.
Justin Timberlake and live titty. That's all I remember.
I remember watching it and going, "What just happened?" It
I-
wasn't even
it-
live.
it-
It,
it
was just
kinda-
like, "What?
It
What
was
was
a
that?"
It happened very.
fast-
Happened
It was
very
just like,
fast.
"What happened?" You
And
know?
she was wearing that weird thing on her nipple, which
And
I
they say
learned.
it was an accident.
Yeah.
He did it on. It was staged.
No.
We all know
that
it was
was
staged.
Nipple thing. That nipple thing. That
We
was,
all know it was staged, and they're like, "Oh no, wardrobe malfunction." No, it
I
wasn't.
learned what those like the weird metal thing she had on her nipple was. I was like,
Oh,
what's
yeah?
it was like they called that a pasty, but I was like, people wear those like generally,
Yeah, why not?
like the nipple jewelry.
Anyways, I think
That was the weirdest thing to
nipple
me.
jewelry.
I was like, that was weirder than the actual tit coming out. I was like, what's with this jewelry on your nipple?
right.
Like, who does that?
Did you pause the video at the time? And
What, pause this video? No, I didn't. Also, like, it wasn't that. It was like quick and didn't really.
yeah.
Like I said, I was like, "What just happened?" And then it was over, and everybody went nuts, and I was like, "I still don't know what happened."
That was like the apex of like DVRs. When
Right.
everyone
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Do-do-do,
yeah, yeah,
do-do-do, do-do."
So
Yeah.
what do you call it?
Yeah.
I think today we covered a lot of society is fucked. You know, people are making
You know you're fucked.
people are complaining about Amber Alerts. They're throwing chairs off fucking things, and they're getting triggered. And then we've said it many times before.
I met a drag queen 2 weeks ago that their name was Amber Alert.
Okay. I don't know. I can't really.
So when that came up, like I was like, I heard the text about Amber Alert. I was like,
Yeah.
Because there's like people I work with, they were like, "Oh, funny," but then like, not really.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, at the end of the day, society, there's a mental illness going on. I don't know what you call it, a rift in society, whatever you call it, where people aren't really
people are divisive.
people aren't really using their minds, or sorry, people aren't really relying on common sense anymore. They're kind of going like back in the day when they used to tell if your friend jumps off a bridge, are you going to jump off? Most logical people would be like, no. Nowadays, because of social media and how group mentality and herd mentality, people are going to jump off together on a cliff.
No, they're going to throw chairs off a balcony.
Or chairs off a balcany. I think,
And apparently that's okay with Kevin.
Yeah,
if you look good.
If you're a 19-year-old model from Brazil. We've also talked about how at the end of the day, looks plays a factor in one's success. And that's actually science. Look it up.
You're trying to science this?
Oh, it's 100% science, and I'll come back with the facts another day. It comes down,
This has been the best wrap up I've ever heard.
And
I'm gonna bring some science facts.
But at the end of the day,
I got a bag of science for you guys. Here we go. Take
I'll
it.
hit you with that. I like to do
Science.
shout outs to some of my favorite personal apps
Science.
that have made my life easier.
For some reason, I can see like a whiteboard, and Kevin's got the picture of the girl and like the trajectory of a chair, and with like directly correlated to her looks.
Yes,
He's like,
yes.
something's missing here.
I could I could get that graph for you. Spotify.
Just two things.
I like to shout out to Spotify for making my music download instant. I like to shout out to Netflix for I binge watched. Oh, actually, I got Amazon Prime. I binge watched seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Fear the Walking Dead.
What is that on?
Amazon Prime.
Didn't you just give a Netflix shout out, but immediately switched to Amazon?
Well, I like to thank both of them because
that was an immediate. Oh wait,
I like to thank both. Originally Netflix for being the king of that shit, but then Amazon.
Hi, my name is Kevin, and I watch TV shows.
Yeah, I like to shout out to those two for providing some of the best shit on TV right now. And lastly, Amazon. Dude, I'm not going out anymore. I am staying in the comfort of my house in cold, wintry February in Canada, and I'm purchasing shit that I don't have to go out anymore. So
you know what? If you lived in the States, you could literally just sit on your ass in your house and order shit from Amazon, watch Netflix with your gun, and just sit in your house and not even take the boxes off your front porch. You could leave them on your front porch, hopefully luring an unsuspecting person to your front door who you could then legally shoot with a gun.
America. Make it great again. Anyways,
MAGA or whatever.
MAGA.
Well, I kind of find ironic is that Kevin before this was dispelling he's like, don't be like a recluse, like have
and now he's a recluse.
Have empathy for your fellow man.
No,
get out
he
there and
wants
be
to
in part of
sit
the
at
world.
home.
But he wants to sit at home and just
get
get all
out
the stuff
there.
to come
Get
to
out
him
Kirk.
and be by himself and disconnect himself from society.
Like I've said before, do as I say, not as I do.
Just saying, man.
But
Where do you drive? Would you buy a car on the internet?
Would I buy a car on the internet?
Would you buy a car on the internet?
I mean, I've researched cars on the internet. I mean,
Would you buy one? Like, let's say you wanted to buy a classic. Like, let's
No.
say you wanted to buy no.
No, but I would buy a new.
What do
car,
you
like,
mean?
Fresh from the from a dealership.
No, but what if it's from a dealer? What if it's a '67 Impala?
Certified, safety.
Tons of pictures. Everything's look good. It's coming from a dealer.
You know what I would do?
A classic car dealer.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, good to go. $26,000.
Okay.
It's yours.
You know what I would
and
do?
you negotiate through email, and they're like, all right, 21.5.
Right.
You know what? Get it. Come get it.
Here's the thing. I would buy it online, but I would send one of my mechanic buddies to go check it out, and then report back to me. But I'm not getting out of my ass. So
What?
what I'm saying is, yes, I would buy a car online, but I'd still need somebody to go and actually check it over for me.
You think that a dealer, like a legit place, would
Yeah.
try to not sell you a decent car?
Dude, at the end of the day, everyone's out there scamming. So play it safe. Play it safe. Anyways, that's the Other Guys podcast. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Send us your fucking positive responses, but also your negative ones.
Did we give
down.
Carolyn a shout out for something?
Not of. You know what? Carolyn, you're. I don't know what we're calling.
Kevin neglects you.
No. It's just
Kevin neglects you.
we don't know how this thing works.
Much like he neglects society.
We're still figuring this out. We're not like a smooth operation as some people would say.
We are not the Amazon of the podcast world. Maybe one day, but I think we're going to be calling. For now, we're going to be calling our fan base the others.
We're like Sears.
Carolyn, you're so far you're in the lead as our number one other. And
Is that what?
My mom asked me if she could share my podcast with her friends.
She'll be a number two.
But then I told her to listen to it, and then she retracted that. So you're still number one.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, there's that, and don't forget like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, don't throw any chairs off.
Unless you're good looking.
And then call me first, because
in which case apparently Kevin will let you off.
Do you know what you should do with that chair? As the good Fonz once said, sit on it.
Bash the Amber Alert complainers right upside the head.
There you go. That's called natural justice. If one of those chairs hit one of those Amber Alert douchebags. Anyways, that's the Other Guys podcast. I'm ending it right there. You good, Kirk?
Yes.
Okay, we're done there.